Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bipolar Opposites. I am your host, Tim Cubbin. I'm going to get right to my point today, rather than spend time with a lengthy introduction. I'm sure that news of the death of Robin Williams several weeks ago has reached all of my viewers. We were all touched and saddened by the fact that he thought his life was so bad that he hung himself with a belt. For me, though, it was something personal. Williams suffered from bipolar disorder, same as myself. I grew up watching his movies. I loved his uncountable voices and his fun songs as the genie in Aladdin. Jumanji was entertaining, same by a board game, and I actually did buy the game. I don't know which came first, the board game or the movie, but I love both. And of course, who could forget Mrs. Doubtfire? No one can keep a straight face as he says fake boobs on fire. It's actually one of the few movies about cross-dressing that I can actually tolerate. And his touching role in Dead Poet Society was just absolutely brilliant. The fact that this comedic genius ended his life intentionally is actually very saddening and yet touching to me. As I said, Robin Williams was diagnosed with bipolar disorder like myself, and he tried to raise awareness about the disease the same way I do in this web series. He was, in my opinion, so important that I feel I have to continue his journey to bring bipolar disorder to the public. For the next 4 episodes, we will explore his demons and educate on the exact definition of them. These being depression, bipolar disorder, Parkinson's disease, and suicide. At the end of each video, I will take some time to explain my personal experience with each condition. Today, we will discuss depression. For this, I will discuss both research I conducted and my first-hand experience with depression. First, I'll share some information I obtained from the National Alliance on Mental Awareness, NAMI. Major depression is a mood state that goes well beyond temporarily feeling sad or blue. It is a serious mental illness that affects one's thoughts, feelings, behavior, mood, and physical behavior. Depression is a lifelong condition in which periods of wellness alternate with occurrences of illness. Next, I would like to offer information I found on depression. I found some facts that I think are important, taken from the School of Medicine in Washington University in St. Louis. Of the estimated 17.5 million people, Americans, who are affected by some form of depression, 9.2 million have major clinical depression. 2/3 of people suffering from depression do not seek necessary treatment. 80% of people with clinical depression who have received treatment significantly improve their lives. The economic cost of depression is estimated at $30.4 billion a year, but the cost of human suffering cannot be estimated. Women experience depression about twice as often as men. By the year 2020, the World Health Institute, WHO, estimates that depression will be the #2 cause of lost years of healthy life worldwide. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, suicide was the 9th leading cause of death in the United States in 1996. Major depression is 1.5 to 3 times more common among first-degree biological relatives than those with disease than among the general population. To finish this up, I'm going to share with you what it is like to be depressed as a medical condition. As you all know, I'm diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I'll give an example of hitting a depressive low. Last December, I had to have my dog Casper put to sleep. He was my bestest buddy for 15 years. If I ever needed someone who was sad or lonely, Casper was there to sit and snuggle and play with. I've never had to have a pet put to sleep. It was very rough. Being diagnosed with bipolar disorder just made the depression worse. If you don't know this, there's a Kubler-Ross model of the 5 stages of grieving. The first is denial. I had to be in the room when Casper passed, or else I wouldn't have quite believed properly that he was gone. The second stage, anger, was so bad that I really don't wish to discuss this because it was very ugly. The third stage was bargaining, and I'm very ashamed that I wish it could have been my cat Rose who died instead of Casper, my dog. Stage 4 is depression, but I was part of the 1/3 and 8% that I voluntarily admitted myself to a hospital. It took a long time, but I finally hit stage 5, acceptance. I understood better than Robin Williams how to deal with depression. I'm very sad that he didn't. The man was a comedic genius. He was funny, his characters were unforgettable, his voices were entertaining, his passing had me depressed. He was a role model to me. I hope I can educate the public on mental disorders the way he tried. Rest in peace, Mr. Williams. Tim Cubbin, out.